Hello, mixtresses and mixters. This is Mixtress Ray, and you're watching Mixtress Video, doing my very first pick a card reading for you guys today, and I'm super duper excited. I will not be able to see what the camera sees this whole time, so hopefully it will stay in focus and all will be well. I'm doing this as if you were sitting over here and we're doing a tarot reading together. I'm sitting across the table from you and we're just going to do a little reading. So it's going to be a pick a card reading. You've probably seen these before. Let's go ahead and clear the space. First, we're going to light this candle here, and the scent is Gothic Gateway. So interpret that however you wish. We're also going to light this incense, which is a Kali incense. It's saffron and cinnamon, I believe. Or, since this is a tarot reading by proxy, and you can burn any incense you like, and just imagine that it's whatever you would like it to be. Just gonna spray some Florida water around here. Around me and around you. Okay. I'd like you to turn your attention to these 3 piles of cards. This one has an amethyst, and this is the Moonchild Tarot. There also are other types of oracle cards underneath, but the only thing that's different are the tarot cards. This Santa Muerte Tarot has an angelite stone on it, and this smith-waite Tarot has hypersthene on it. Take your time. Let's take some deep breaths. This will be pile 1. This is pile 2. And this is pile 3. Okay. Pause if you need to take more time. Take as much time as you need. And we're going to start with pile 1. So I'm going to move these other piles aside. And they're sitting in the windowsill so they can charge in the sun and the waning sunlight. It's actually a full moon today. All right, and I have not looked at these beforehand. This is my first pick a card reading, so I don't know yet how I will be doing these, if it's better to look at them beforehand or not. Sorry, I have 3 dogs in my house right now, so there's fur. It's unavoidable. Okay, gonna take a drink. Okay, let's get into this. Now this particular, if you picked pile 1, whenever I was getting these cards ready and I hadn't even shuffled them yet, the entire deck of my smith-waite cards jumped out onto the floor. So I normally don't read with reversals. There aren't any reversals in any of my decks because I don't read with reversals. However, because I had to gather all these cards up off the floor and put them together, there might be reversals. So I've decided to go with it. So there might be a reversal in here. So we've got King of Cups upright, 10 of Pentacles upright, and Judgment reversed. So we're going to deal with the tarot cards first, and then we will talk about the oracle cards after. So I'm going to read this as kind of a past, present, future reading for you. It's going to be just This is a small, simple reading for your week. Whenever you see this, beginning with today and ending with the following, like if you're watching this video on a Thursday, it'll start with today and end on the following Wednesday, next Wednesday. So, in the past, you have been very in control of your emotions. You probably don't let people see you cry. You're very in control. Right now, you've got some ancestral healing that is either happening or is going to be happening very soon. You've probably got some real pain going on in your family tree. And I would assume, being that this King of Cups is in the past, you maybe have not expressed yourself to your family in a way that you need to. You have kept your emotions from them to try to protect them, but now is the time to start letting some of those things out. That's just the message that I'm getting, just very simple. And it might not be family, it could be chosen family, it doesn't have to be biological family. The Judgment card being in reversed. Again, I don't normally read with reversals, so forgive me if this is kind of a weird interpretation, but I view Judgment as being a card about answering the call. You're being called forth, and it's time to move on. Being that this is in reverse, I'm going to say that it's actually not time to move on yet. Some of this family stuff, some people that you might have been ready to write off, it's actually not time to write them off yet. Some of these emotions that you have controlled, you have prevented your family from knowing the true you, your family or friends. You know, I say family as a stand-in. Whoever the group of most important people to you are. You have kept them from knowing your true self. And you might have felt like it's time to move on from them, that they're dead to you or you're dead to them, but it's not time yet. There's actually more work to do within this family situation. And this is just kind of, I see this as a warning that it's not time to let go yet. You haven't done everything that you can yet to heal your family situation. And part of that is going to be, not being everyone's nurturer all the time, not always being so in control. Try to let a little bit go and be a little bit more vulnerable. And then you can do some family healing work. And then you'll know what your call is to do. I feel like whatever you are being called to do right now, it either might be the wrong thing, you might be interpreting the call slightly inaccurately at the moment, or it might just not be time for your call yet, the call that you have been wanting to answer right now. So let's flip over your other cards. Actually want to end with the Amenti Oracle. We're going to do a Goddess card. I'll just sort of set these aside so you can still sort of see them. Your goddess is Kali. And that does sort of speak to your reading. So Kali is all about she's kind of Queen of Swords, kind of justice. She's sort of the Tower card even. She is all about, mercilessly chopping off what is dead. Those dead limbs, those things that you don't need anymore that are still hanging around. She's ready to knock that shit out. So if there is something in your family situation that you've been wanting to cut off, you can kind of hold back, kind of step back from the situation and let Kali take care of some of that for you. She's here to protect you. She is a fiercely protective goddess. And right now, you don't need to be so in control. You can kind of let her have some of it. And she's a great goddess to call upon for cutting things out and taking care of things. It's not always pretty because she can manifest, like I said, like a tower card, but you've been so in control for so long that it's time to let someone else carry the burden for a little while. So then I also pulled an animal spirit card for you, and that's kind of interesting that it's mouse. Mouse in this deck, this is Kim Kranz's animal spirit deck. Mouse is all about, if I remember correctly, it is also about fear. Or that's the message that I'm getting right now, even if that's not the usual intention of this card. You know, a mouse is shy, tries to be invisible, tries to stay underfoot, tries not to disrupt anything, which is what I'm getting here too. Like you've been trying to be so in control and take care of everyone else and not disrupt anyone. You don't want anyone to notice your emotions and what you need, but it's time to speak up. So I think that's a good place to end it for group number 1. Let me pull I'm going to pull all your cards out again so you can look. Oh, wait, we didn't do. Sorry. Let me do the Amenti. This is your sort of message for the week. I speak with good intent. I sort of, I was trying to decide just now, like, how do I want to interpret this card for you guys? But I decided to give you that space because it feels like you know what this means. So I'm going to give you another moment. I'm going to spread out the cards. I want you to think about what I speak with good intent. What good intentions do you need to say that you haven't been saying? There's definitely a speak up theme to your cards this week. Okay, group number 1. We're gonna gather up your cards and move on to group 2. I'm gonna take a big drink of water first. I'm gonna clear the hypersthene. I'm gonna keep it on top of the stack of cards for group 1 and just set it aside somewhere. I'm gonna set it aside somewhere. See if I can catch my boob on fire. Okay, let's go on to group number 2, which is Santa Muerte Tarot. Right. With the Angelite. Angelite is very connected to throat chakra. So think about ways in which you could use your voice. Speak up, which was kind of a theme in group 1 too. We've got the 3 of Pentacles, the 6 of Wands, and the Ace of Cups. So we're going to kind of use this as a past, present, and future spread. And this is going for your week starting now whenever you watch this. So, 3 of Pentacles being in your past, you have started a project and you're at that point where you're sort of looking through the portal and you can see, like, he's watering these plants. He's already started, he's already planted them. They've already got these roots in the shape of skulls underground and they're growing now. You have already begun the project, you've already had the idea, and it's starting to pay you back, but you're kind of looking through that portal. I always think of the 3 of Pentacles, or the 3 of anything, is looking through that portal. sorry, I was getting that confused with the Three of Wands, but really concentrating on the Three of Pentacles is more about the give and take. So these plants are giving back to the person that has planted. So it's about you getting back and having teamwork with someone. So you're working with someone. So you have had a lot of teamwork in your past. You've had somebody that you work with very closely, and things have gone well. To now, the Six of Wands, you're really seeing, oh wait, that's not the six. I get very confused with these because you're actually supposed to read it like this, and I always think you're supposed to read it like this. So I thought this was the Three of Wands. I thought this was the Six of Wands, but it's really the Nine. There's some serious confusion coming through for group 2. So let's just lean into that. Whatever you're really confused about, the good news is you're going to have an opportunity in the future that's more clear. So, Nine of Wands. Nine of Wands is a really, really great card. So where you are right now is that you have planted those seeds and you're ready to harvest, you know? Things are looking great. It's luxury time. You're right there and you can see the finish line for your goals right now. So just kind of lay back and enjoy where you are right now. Even if you are feeling a little bit confused about something, it's okay, because maybe the confusion is love related even. Like, I normally don't lean towards like love type readings, but if you've got that Ace of Cups right there, it could be that the confusion that you're dealing with right now is about who to be with, who to love, who you love and don't love, and there's going to be a clear answer for you very soon. Like within days, you're gonna feel that sort of like inkling of, hey, I got this cup for you. I've got this bowl full of love. Do you want some? So look out for that. That's great. These are all beautiful cards. I want you to be able to still see them, but okay, let's turn over your goddess, Coatlicue. I might be saying that wrong. Grief. So, that's interesting. She's kind of got an Ace of Cups vibe. She's sort of offering up this ball of light. She's sort of taken all the grief upon herself, and she's offering you only the light and the happiness. That's what I'm seeing with this card. And she's got all these snakes. She's asking, Coatlicue is asking you to give your grief to her. That in order for you to be ready for this new love, this new emotional happiness opportunity, even if it isn't like a literal like relationship love, it could be a new best friend, it could be a new job that's actually your fucking passion in life, just disguised in this beautiful emotional vessel because it's actually the thing that you want to do. It's a new world that's coming up, and whatever grief you have that you've been holding on to, you can give it to her and she will take it on. Okay, let's do your animal, hawk. That's pretty beautiful because a hawk is a hunter. A hawk is kind of all-seeing. You know, a hawk flies high up in the sky and sees everything. So you've got some beautiful stuff going on. Like, you've achieved some fucking goals with someone else's help. You've got some grief. It might not even be your grief. It could be someone else's grief that you have taken on yourself. Maybe you are Coatlicue. Maybe you've taken on someone else's grief. This reading is for a lot of people, so it could be some of you are feeling like you need to give your grief to Coatlicue, and some of you are feeling like you are Coatlicue. And I would say you're strong enough to take on someone else's grief. And you could even create a new relationship by either letting someone else take on some of your grief or being the one to take on someone else's. And trust your intuition, trust what you can see, because you can actually perceive more than you think you can, which is what that hawk is saying. So then let's focus on, this is the Amenti Oracle, your overall message for the week. I consume only my fair share. So in all of this, you've got some pretty balanced cards. 3 is just a beautiful trifecta, and then you've got this triangle here as well. 6 is a very balanced card. The aces are contained within themselves. Obviously, Coatlicue, she's taking on a lot and also giving up. So there's a lot of balance in your cards. So it is important to pay attention to making sure that you're not taking more from someone than you're able to give them. Make sure you're not, if you're the one giving some of your grief to someone else, or if you're the one that's holding space for someone to put some of their grief onto you, make sure that it's not too imbalanced, that you still are taking care of yourself no matter what. So there you go. There are your cards for the week. Thank you, group number 2. I'm going to set this aside with your angelite. Let it kind of charge as the sun is setting before we put those cards back in their places. This is group number 3 now. Taking another big drink. Trying to be hydrated. This is an amethyst. Obviously, you probably know that. And this is the Moonchild Tarot. So we're going to start with the tarot cards. I think I put these upside down. Yes, I did. Just want to get these in the order that I want to actually pick them up later. Okay. So this is, we're going to do kind of a past, present, future spread with these beautiful Moonchild cards. Judgment. That's funny, we got Judgment in group number 1's cards. Ace of Swords and 8 of Cups. 8 of Cups has been coming up in so many readings lately. It is something that we need to pay attention to right now as a collective. So I'm using this kind of as a past, present, future. So I would say, and since this is a week reading, this is starting with your day right now, going through to the following weekday before, or weekend day before. So if you're watching this on a Saturday, it's starting with today, Saturday, and ending next Friday. So because this is past, present, future, we're talking days here. So just within the last 2 or 3 days, you were called to do something. You felt a strong, and maybe not even that strong, it might have just been a nudge. You felt like there was something that you should be doing, that you should be saying yes to. And it looks like you did say yes, because Ace of Swords is all about new ideas, new ways of thinking, sort of developing a new thought process. So I would say that whatever that thing was that you were called to do might be intellectual. It could even be related to school. Sorry about that, guys. I'm babysitting my mom's dog right now. Not house sitting, pet sitting. Yes, because we're not at her house. So it's probably something that has to do with ideas. You're being called to a certain schooling. Maybe you're even just like getting ready to go back to school, literally. That's what I'm seeing anyway. And this call that you have answered yes to is going to lead you on a journey. You're going to be walking away from something emotional in your past. You're going to be walking away. And what you're leaving isn't necessarily a bad thing, but it's just time. It's actually just before time. It's like you're ready to go before it gets bad. That's what the Eight of Cups is all about. So you're looking forward to a journey that is just this close to needing to happen, but you're gonna take off before it's, before you burned a bridge, before it's like, before the decision gets made for you. You're going to take that decision into your own hands. You're going to move on because it's time, and you know that it is. Yeah, totally. Sorry, this is my first pick a card reading, you guys. I don't know exactly how I'm going to do it yet. I don't have a system yet. Okay, let's pick your goddess card. Group number 3, Newt, mystery. It's funny that the key word on this card is mystery, because I actually don't really know much about Newt. I know she's an Egyptian goddess, and just by looking at this, you see how there's this woman kind of protecting, and she's made of stars. I think she's the goddess. I believe that Newt is the goddess that is like, she's made of galaxies. She watches over everyone because she is the galaxy. It's like you're not outside of Newt. Newt is all of us. Newt is the universe. And I could just be making this up because I've had this goddess oracle deck for a few months now, and I do daily card pulls from it. But I haven't pulled her yet, so I haven't actually read her entry in the guidebook. But my instinct is to say that, the mystery could be that maybe you don't feel the presence of a goddess around you. And you don't have to think about this literally if you're not a person that believes in gods or goddesses. But that presence, the presence of spirits, ghosts, fairies, aliens, whatever you want to call it, that presence is there even if you don't acknowledge it. And not necessarily in the literal sense, but there's just an energy of protection that is around you, whether you believe in it or not. You know that scene in one of the Matrix movies, I believe it was the second or third one, and one of the characters was saying to Morpheus, that dude that was like Niobe's boyfriend, whoever that guy was, I don't even remember his name. He was like a general of some kind or something. And he was saying to Morpheus, like with disdain, I don't believe in all of that, like the one shit. Like Morpheus fiercely believed and all of that stuff, all that dogma, he was very into it. And Morpheus replied to him, my beliefs do not require you to. And I remember thinking that was just the most profound thing whenever I was in my early 20s, because late teens, early 20s, because that was not a concept that I grew up with in Christian society. It's, you have to believe exactly how they tell you to believe. And Newt is kind of saying, dude, I could be a total mystery to you. You might not even believe in me. It doesn't fucking matter. You don't have to. I still will protect you. So I think that is your message for today, for this week. And then, oh, your animal is a dolphin. Dolphins are obviously water energy. They're very healing. It's funny, I didn't pick them specifically for the decks. I did it randomly, but I happened to like peek and see that dolphin was one of the animal cards, and I thought to myself, God, I hope that ends up with a Moonchild deck, because it just makes sense for the dolphin to be part of the Moonchild deck, because there's just like a lot of healing going on. You're taking, I feel like the biggest changes are for you, group number 3 out of the 3 groups this week. And dolphin is also a very protective energy from under the sea. So it's like you're getting protected from the bottom up with the ocean, the dolphins in the ocean, and from the top down with Newt, who is the galaxy goddess. How beautiful is that? So then your overall message for the week, something to keep in mind: I am peaceful. How gorgeous is this? She's got the little hourglass and the peace dove, and it just kind of looks like a little peace sign. You know, some of these things, it looks like they're happening quite quickly, but it might feel like it's not as quick as you want it to be. But just hold on, be peaceful, be patient, and take some deep breaths, because you are protected. And what you're deciding right now, it might feel like a rash decision, but it's not. It's just no one else sees where you are right now, but they're going to see it soon. And they're going to go, oh yeah, it's good that she did that, or he. It's good that they did that right now, because it was pretty much almost time. So that is your reading, group number 3. Thank you guys so much for watching my very first pick a card reading. I hope to do more of these in the future. I've already done several, videos on my channel that are related to just kind of showing off different tarot decks and stuff like that. And I'd like to kind of focus a little bit more on divination. I'm also doing tarot readings. Right now I'm offering tarot readings they're about 45 minutes to an hour long. And I do like a full tarot spread. I pull lots of oracle cards as well, and I just really get into it. And I'm doing them for $10. So you just have to send $10 to my PayPal. I'm still getting started, and I'm still getting used to doing it. So they're going to be real cheap for now. So if you would like one of those readings, just hit that PayPal link that's in the description. And let me know whenever you're going through the PayPal process, let me know in like the notes if there's a certain deck that you've seen on my channel that you would like me to use, whether that be a tarot or oracle. Let me know like what kind of questions you want to ask for your reading, a little bit about yourself, and we'll do a specific reading for you guys. So I hope you liked this. Let's again go over what the decks are that I used today. So this one is the Minty Oracle. Beautiful, beautiful deck. I love it. This one is, I'll just use this opportunity to organize my cards, the Goddess Oracle. It's really an amazing, amazing goddess deck. There's a lot of diversity in that deck, and I love it a lot. This right here is the Animal Spirit Oracle by Kim Kranz. And then this is Santa Muerte Tarot. This is Moonchild Tarot. And this is just the Smith-Waite that you can find at pretty much any metaphysical store. It's a great start and a great staple to any collection. So I hope you guys have a great week, and we will do this again soon. Let me know how often you'd like to have these pick a card readings, and constructive criticisms. Be sweet about it, because this is my first time. And I will see you guys next time.